So I'm going to tell you the story about the worst day of my life, and it was July 30th, 2007. I had just gotten back from a family trip to Colombia at like 1 in the morning, and at 7 in the morning, my mom dropped me off at my aunt's house while she went to work, because during the summers, that's what I do, I just chill at my aunt's. So, normal day, went swimming, hung out with my cousins, went on the computer, took a nap, everything was normal. Then, at around 3 o'clock, I get this phone call from my mom, and she says, "You have to be ready by the time I get home, because we have to leave right away." I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, and I kind of just brushed it off. So, then 5 o'clock comes around, I go downstairs to wait for my mom, and her and my aunt are talking in the kitchen. And then, right when I walk in the room, it just gets silent, and they both stare at me. And I knew something was up when that happened, so I walked up to my mom to say hi, and she says, "I need to talk to you about something, let's go upstairs." So we go upstairs in my grandma's room, she sits me down, and then she proceeds to tell me that the last few days I was in Colombia, my dad was rushed to the hospital and had to have emergency surgery because his appendix had burst and he almost didn't make it. When she told me this, I kind of drew a blank for about 20 seconds. I just stared at her. I just couldn't believe it. And then finally, when I had officially processed what she had told me, I just started bawling. I just wanted to get to the hospital right away to go see my dad. And so I rushed downstairs, went to the car. I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I didn't grab any of my stuff. I just wanted to get there right away. So we're in the car, and it takes 10 minutes to get to the hospital where my dad was at. I felt like it took forever. I felt like I was never going to get there because I wanted to see him so bad. And I had so many thoughts and emotions going through me, and I just remember I was pissed because I thought, here I am in Colombia having the best time of my life, and then here's my dad, almost dying, and what if I never got to say goodbye to him? And that just kept running through my mind over and over. And then finally we get to the hospital, and I go ask the roommates in, whatever, go up the elevator. That felt like it was taking forever. And finally I get to the room, and I look, and first person I see is my dad. And he's laying in the hospital bed, and I just start crying. And I walk up to him, and I saw something that I'd never seen before in my life. And my dad starts crying, and he starts bawling. And we just sat there for a good 5 minutes, crying and hugging. I forgot that my mom was in the room. I forgot my little brothers were in the room. I forgot everything. It was just my dad and I at that moment. And I remember once I finally was able to talk, I told him how much I loved him, and he told me how much he loved me. And since that day, it just made me realize how much I not only love my dad, but I love my mom. And it made me appreciate both my parents so much. And I'm just so lucky that I got to have another opportunity with my dad, because I don't know what I would have done if something had happened. And I just hope that I never have to go through anything like that ever again.